The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.
We are excited over the next 30 minutes to be able to share the details of what it is that we do as health coaches and how we create lifelong transformation for our clients and for our coaches. So I want to just do a quick introduction. My name is David Bush, and I'm one of the certified Optavia coaches. And I had an amazing story with our Optavia program. 10 years ago, I started my health journey, and with the help of the Optavia program, I was able to lose 100 pounds. And I was able to transform my life in a very short period of time. And that made me feel compassionate to want to share that with other people. And so tonight I get a chance to be your moderator and share a little bit about my journey. And I get a chance to introduce you to 3 amazing nurses who have become Optavia coaches. Now, all of our coaches are not health professionals or nurses, but we have a large amount of people that are coming from the health professional fields that are entering in and wanting to become part of the solution to get America healthy. And our founding co-founder is Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, and he is the 10th physician board certified in critical care. And he and his wife, Lori Anderson, who recently passed away, founded the company 17 years ago. Lori was a nurse anesthetist. Dr. Anderson was a critical care physician. And together they have pioneered the concept around health and lifestyle coaching using a very unique business model in the way that we provide things is not really commonplace out in the market. The way that we offer health coaching and lifelong transformation is very unique. We use portion-controlled fuelings that provided a very structured nutrition plan. But what we didn't offer in our initial approach was we didn't offer personalized health coaching. And this is where Dr. Anderson came into the picture 17 years ago and created this idea of helping people to create health and lifestyle goals or achieve their health and lifestyle goals with the help of a personal health coach and having a guidance of a lifestyle program and having a very supportive community. And what he's done is he's impacted over 1 million people's lives, and he's created a very successful business model where now our company is the driving force. And you can actually go in and check out our stock on the financial ticker, and you can see that the stock is doing extremely well. Our credibility is a long-standing history. We have a lot of medical efficacy because we're really building a business around science. We're not building a business around some sort of wonder drug or some sort of, tree bark from the bottom of the Amazon River. We're actually providing healthy nutrition and providing a support system and a structured lifestyle program to help people create lifelong transformation. We have an amazing organization of clients and coaches that have very predictable outcomes because we use science combined with behavior modification and lifestyle coaching. You see, when Dr. Anderson came out of the medical field, he knew and understood the science of healthy eating. But what he knew that clients struggled with is the idea of overcoming the barriers, because it is an uphill journey. As a person that's lost 100 pounds with the program, I can tell you that I've tried many other diets, and maybe you have too, or fitness programs. We all try to change our health, trying to focusing in on the things that we're consuming. But oftentimes we don't get very much help with dealing with the things that are consuming us. And this is where Optavia came in. You can see that the Optavia logo is, the name Optavia is a Latin term that stands for the optimal way of living. Our logo stands for the creating optimal days. So our program is all about helping people to create more health and well-being in their life each and every hour. Our logo has 24 different radiants, and as they get fuller, it stands for helping an individual to create a fuller life, to create a bigger life, to create a healthier life. And with the help of a health coach and a physician-led program and structured meal plans and support and very simple processes to follow, we're seeing lots of people overcoming the barriers and accomplishing their health goals. And this is very exciting to us because there's a huge number of people out there that are struggling with health and weight-related diseases. We have now said 37.9% of Americans over the age of 20 years of age are struggling with obesity. We also have 70.7% of Americans that are now in the overweight or obese clinical standards. Now, that doesn't include all of the people that are not at their healthiest weight, or they're not at their fittest life, that maybe they want to improve their life. So we have clients that are morbidly obese, and we have clients that are trying to get very fit or becoming very super performers in the athletic world. It doesn't necessarily exclude anyone. What we're offering is each and every person has the opportunity to create health and well-being in their life. And we use a 4-component system. And today we're going to go through those 4 components and give you a quick overview of how this comprehensive lifestyle program works. And to do that, I'm going to bring on our first panelist, and her name is Donnie Alvarenga. And Donnie is actually a nurse practitioner who became a client of the program and who also has transformed her health. Donnie, welcome to the webinar.
Thanks so much, David. You know, you were talking about behavior, right? And as a nurse practitioner, I actually ran a weight management program for kids. And part of the reason why I did that was because I was put on my first diet when I was 8 years old. And I remember thinking and feeling like I was being punished. I had to drink that dirty water they called milk, skim milk. And, you know, I can go on and on about the different things that made me feel like I was being punished. But as I grew up, I decided to become a nurse because I wanted to help people. And I started working with cancer patients. And as I worked with each individual, I started noticing that I was getting visited by the ghost, the ghost of Christmas future. I got to see myself in that bed. I got to see my parents in that bed because I noticed that there was this connection between the things that I did and the diseases that I was managing. And I was looking for a way to help people because I got it. I got it in here. But as a nurse practitioner that ran a weight management program for kids, I got pregnant with twins. And when I delivered my twins, I went on to gain 50 pounds in 9 months. That was after delivery. And that was incredibly embarrassing because I had spent 16 years of my career trying to figure out how I could help people be healthy. I had the head knowledge, right? And I had spent this whole time of my career trying to figure out how to teach people. I thought, oh, they've got to be missing some education, right? I've got to teach it to them. And I did. I taught it to them and I learned it myself. And then life happened and I had twins. And I would feed one and I would feed another and I would change one and I would change another. And then I had about 30 minutes left and all the things that I had in my head, I just wanted to close my eyes. I didn't want to go for a run. And it felt like I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, which was to be healthy myself and to help other people. And the tools that this program brought into my life just met me in my level of crazy. I know that not everybody has twins, but I know everybody has their own version of crazy going on in their life. And a tool is an instrument that makes a job easier, right? And I thought that a health coach was going to teach me more, and I thought I don't need to learn more. But that's not what a coach is. My coach simply checked in on me to see how things were going and to see that I was doing what I knew. And I call it the power of saving face because I knew she knew I knew better. And just knowing she was going to call gave me enough oomph to skip the cupcake, gave me enough oomph to skip the ice cream. Because I've got to tell you, with no sleep, with having little babies, I was craving energy from somewhere. And the energy that I was putting into my body, I knew was not rational, but it was what I was easiest to shove in my face. So the second tool of this program, the Habits of Health system, is actually what helped me understand that it was my sleep deprivation that was making me not line up my beliefs with my behavior, okay? Here I was, a nurse practitioner. I had gone to a lot of schooling and I had focused so much on education. And yet I never understood the connection between the behavior of sleep and the hormones and the craving for energy and what you eat, okay? And I was, like I said, I was feeding a baby and I was feeding a baby and I was changing a baby and I was changing a baby. And that was 24 hours a day. That was not a 12-hour shift. That was 24 hours a day. And what I love about the Habits of Health system is that it taught me that, right? And it's about all of the behaviors, but it's not so much about telling us what to do, but really changing the way we think and doing a mindset reset, because it all begins between the ears. And that's the Habits of Health system, is kind of resetting that mindset. The third tool, oh my goodness, here I started working with my health coach and I lost 55 pounds because of vitamin C. That's community. Because it's because of that community that I have been able to stay on the straight and narrow. Let me tell you how much I was craving Dairy Queen today. And yet, because of vitamin C, I was able to stay committed to my own health goals. And that is a win for me. And that is the third tool. And when we talk about a tool, like I said, it's an instrument that makes a job easier. And as human beings, we tend to do what the people around us are doing. We tend to do what we perceive to be normal. And the people that are around us, whatever they're doing, we think that's normal, right? And so if they're all going out for pizza, guess what we're going to want to do? But my group, my community was not going for Dairy Queen today. So I did not go for Dairy Queen today. So that's the power of community. The fourth tool, this was amazing because like I mentioned to you, I didn't have brain cells with no sleep and I had no energy. And as much as I knew that I should be planning and preparing 5 or 6 meals a day, this is what I would recommend to my kids in my Fit Kid Club, right? And I used to give them 3 sheets of paper of things, of ideas of what to feed their kids, you know, because I was working with kids and families. And I couldn't understand why parents couldn't just chop up an apple and put peanut butter on the thing, right? And so, you know, God in his infinite sense of humor, he said, here's 2 little babies to keep alive, go chop an apple. And it was not happening. It was not happening. Like I said, I was shoving into my face whatever was simplest. And what this program did is it made it simple for me to do what I knew without stressing me more. Because what it did is it provided me with 5 healthy grab-and-go meals. I was already eating grab-and-go, but they weren't healthy, okay? And what this did is it cut, I didn't have to think about it so much. And then the 1 meal a day that I had to plan and prepare myself was a lean protein and vegetable, which fit into what I knew. And I could handle 1 meal a day. I couldn't handle 6, not in that season of my life. And this component of the program was a lifesaver. I've got to tell you, between the coach with the power of saving face and the simplicity of the fuelings, that was the secret sauce to get me to my goal. The community and the education has been the secret sauce to help me stay at my goal. It has also become simple for me to now transfer it to others. So what I was hoping to do, not only for myself, but also as a professional, this program has just given me all the tools to be successful.
Donnie, talk a little bit more about the medical efficacy of using portion-controlled fuelings and just more about the scientific design around them and why somebody would want to use them not only as a nutrition source, but why it's a good business strategy because of its cost neutrality.
Well, what happens is this, is that, you know, as a nurse practitioner, I could write a prescription, and I've actually been in medical meetings where they say it's easier to write a prescription, to change a prescription, than it is to change a habit, okay? So what these meals do is they allow you to create a controlled environment, okay? And our meals, they're medically formulated to give you balanced nutrition. Yes, you can grow a farm in your backyard and eat food right off the ground if you have time, energy, money, space, which most of us that happen to be on planet Earth don't. And what this does is it has 100% of the vitamins and minerals that you need. So you're not having to pick and choose and look and count and all of that. It makes it simple. And because it's medically formulated and it's glycemically controlled, it helps balance your blood sugar. So most people are not fighting hunger either. Now, what you just finished talking about in the cost neutrality is that as a nurse, I want to increase access to care, okay? And when it comes to behavior modification, those services can sometimes be perceived as extra. Like, I don't have money to pay for a health coach, right? But within our business model, it allows me to offer this incredibly valuable service, which is to actually coach and support my clients. and all it costs them is the cost of their food. I've got to tell you, not everybody has extra money enough to even pay health insurance. Not everybody has health insurance, but everybody eats every single day. And with our program, we're able to simply just replace their grocery budget, which, by the way, is a solution to them anyways, because what they're doing is they're eating out a lot. I mean, really, I would love for people to put into the chat how often they think most people are going out to eat, or how often they are going out to eat every week, because they're busy, because they're tired, because they have no energy. And what we're doing is we're offering them an alternative to a $15, $20 meal out. We're offering a healthy alternative that provides a solution for that. And in terms of budget, you've got an item on your budget called food anyways, right? Might as well have it come with a coach, a community, education, and results.
Yeah, it's so good. So from a business perspective, having food as a revenue source, which is how our health coach business opportunity works, is that our health coaches are not resellers of our fuelings. They're basically guides and coaches that provide support and guidance through our lifestyle program. And they get paid a remuneration for the services that they provide. The client orders the products through the organization, and the fuelings are shipped directly to their home. And then the coach is compensated for basically guiding them on the program. And there's lots of different meal plans. So what Donnie was referencing was the 5-in-1 meal plan, which is the most common plan that people use because it's the simplest to do, and it's the most structured in terms of creating very predictable outcomes. And so people want predictable results when it comes to weight loss, but there's also programs where you can provide less of our fuelings and more of healthy natural foods and still provide your coaching services because you're being paid by the company to support clients on their particular meal plan. So thanks so much, Donnie, for sharing a little bit more about the 4 components. We're now going to go on and talk to another nurse who's had a great experience on the program, as you can see from the rock star photos that we have. But Todd, tell us a little bit more about your journey as a client and then becoming a health coach and how that impacted your healthy mind.
It's interesting, David. I'm looking at those photos. I'm like, oh my God. When I initially heard about the program, I was a nurse and feeling pretty burned out, and I was trying to create a business really around helping nurse leaders ultimately help nurses. And that's when I met my health coach, Donnie, and she was in a nursing mastermind group, and she had this wonderful energy, and she was like, I'm a health coach. And I'm like, I was always interested in helping people get healthy. And I said, I reached out to her, I sent an email, and she shared the program with me. And I was like, wow, this is, interesting. She explained the program like she talked about it just prior to this. And I said, I'll give it a shot. She's like, you should try the program. And I had fluctuations in my weight. And you could see that other photo there. I was, it was at the high end. And then, after the first week, I was like, is my scale broken? I'm like, oh my God. And then I just started feeling super amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I really had to start sharing it with people. And I started, health coaching, which was great. And, I'm amazed by the fact that I help people. I get text messages like, weekly, multiple, like, oh my God, I feel great. This has changed my life. And it was something, I worked in the ICU and a lot of sick care. And it was definitely a sick care type of model. And being able to see people turn their lives around was amazing. And so, like, that just gave me, like, I get so much joy and satisfaction out of talking with people. And then after they've been on the journey, they're having these amazing, amazing experiences. I was just on a call with a client who's like, oh my God, this is like a blessing from above. And, I get a joy to do that daily. And I get, the freedom and flexibility to do that as a nurse. I traded dollars for hours. I was doing these shifts. They're like sprints that were marathons, if that makes any sense. I was just talking to a bunch of nurses. I was doing some speaking today, and I said, you don't have time to go to the bathroom, never mind eat, So we talk about the fuelings. And then I said, have you ever called somebody on your way home shift, you're so busy you almost forgot to do something, and they're like, oh my god, yeah. And that kind of stress and pressure was on me all the time. And this is such a, now it's like the joy of helping out and really kind of giving a lot to other people in such a great way. So.
Well, Todd, there's a lot of people that are watching this. Some of them are nurses and some are not. And they're wondering, how do I fit health coaching and training and going to school? Talk a little bit more about that engagement process and, how you were able to fit this in and what the training was like for you to learn how to become a coach and then how to start acquiring clients.
And that's great. And to your point, David, you don't have to be a nurse or even a health professional. You just really need to have a heart for wanting to help other people and really doing that. And so the training it's kind of a little different than what nurses think. They think they need to go to get all this education. They need all these credentials and all this stuff. And really, somebody could start the program, have a great experience, and just be energetic and sharing. And we just walk alongside you and kind of coach you as we go. In the military, I'm a military person, and we call it OJT, on the job training. And it's that, and you just really kind of learn as you go. And that's the greatest thing. There's a lot of resources. And just like the coaching component, when you coach a client, right? We walk alongside that client to help them reach their goals as the coach. We walk alongside the coach too, to help them in each step of the process. And so it's a journey just that mirrors the client journey, which is great.
Great. Thanks so much, Todd. I appreciate you sharing your story. And so, what Donnie and Todd both covered in their little short stories was just how their physical health improved and then how their mental health improved. So as nurses, they became more energetic and more positive and more excited about the idea of, really helping America to get healthy. And there's so many people that are nurses or non-health professionals that want to help people. And the good news is that you don't have to go back to school. You don't have to be in a position where you take on a bunch of student debt or student loans or have to go away to a class for multiple hours and be away from your family. You can actually do this from home. And when it comes down to the reality is that most Americans are looking for more opportunity to create more income. Less than half of your friends have a rainy day fund, and most of them are not posting on Facebook or Instagram about this. Most of them are not satisfied with their jobs. They're looking for opportunities. And so what Optavia is offering is an opportunity or a solution to help individuals regardless of what their background and previous experiences are. And let me just tell you that this is a big market. The wellness industry is now a $3.72 trillion industry, and it's a global market with a 10.6% growth just from 2013 to 2015. And right now, Optavia is on the move. The marketplace is continuing to expand and doors are open, and it's just an amazing opportunity for people that are looking to be a part of something where they can actually get healthier, be more accountable, be encouraged, be around positive people, and make a difference in the world. Our next panelist is Jennifer Morris, and she too is a nurse with a passion for people, and she's done so many cool things around the country and around the world even on medical missions. And I can't wait for her to tell you a little bit more about her story and how Optavia and health coaching has helped transform her life. Jennifer, welcome to the webinar.
Well, thank you, David, for inviting me to speak. It's such a great honor to represent something that I do love and I'm so passionate about. I really think that, that when we come to this program and I myself came looking for health, I had been told that I was developing high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And when I was recovering from a knee surgery with twin 3-year-olds, as you can see in my photo, I knew that things had to change or else I was going to leave my children orphans for the second time in their lives. So as a nurse, I wasn't really someone who was ever burned out. Actually, I was a person who maybe I'm crazy, but I would show up for work on fire. I typically had a very high level of curiosity for things, and threw myself into my work and into my patients. And I would come home exhausted and pretty wasted. But whenever I found myself in a place of having medical issues and being overweight myself, it really was life-changing to find the program and to get myself my health back into shape. I'm not supposed to say all the medical things that happened with me, but they were wonderful. I'll just put it that way. And then when the opportunity arose for me to become a health coach, my biggest fear was a couple things. Well, first of all, I thought, I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm a nurse, and I'm a great nurse, and I'm really good at what I do. And I have very great relationships with the physicians, the residents, the nurses, my patients, the families. Being in the ICU, we're in the trenches with people, and you have to, you really develop very intense relationship skills. So I thought, I would be a terrible health coach. But as it turns out, my coach saw some things in me that actually she knew would make me a great health coach, which was my relationship skills. So I started this whole thing sort of in a very I'm accidentally being successful here, because I really didn't have my eyes open to the real opportunity. But I will share this with you. When I started health coaching, my husband and I had been through many years of fertility treatments. We had been through 2 international adoptions. And I'm just going to tell you, we were not financially irresponsible, but we were financially extremely in a bad place. So when I started health coaching and I started realizing that that I was actually helping people and that more people wanted to get healthy, and I had my business coach alongside me the whole time, that I really was going to be taught the skills, and she was there with me and is still there with me, and ensuring that what is taught is caught along the way. So this is really more of an apprentice style learning program, which is great, which is why it's wonderful for people even who are not in the medical field to do this. Really, I love the fact that that with this whole thing, it's all about how in full transformation, you cannot separate healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. For me, it's truly been an all-encompassing kind of transformation. And now, of course, for my family as well. So you start out as a coach, and then as you work with your mentor and people organically begin to want to coach also, you become a business coach. And then as those skills begin to advance in you and you are teaching your coaches how to grow their teams, then there's the business leader track, which has been pretty amazing. I never in a million years thought when I started and I was just going to help my mother-in-law get healthy that I was going to be in a business leader track with this company. But honestly, the whole path is just laid out there for us. And it's truly just walking in step with your mentors and having that, relationship with people. It just makes all the difference in the world. So what I can say is that if you have a heart to help people and you're looking for a platform to not only help people, but my why in the beginning really was to save my family from our financial, ruins. And we really have. It's been really amazing. So, with us, coming in, there is this relational model. It's really focused on well-being and helping other people. Now that I have retired from my nursing career, it's been amazing that I'm self-employed. I always kind of picture my life now, because I've been in the trainings, I've been taught how to rethink how I'm doing things. So if you think about a jar, and you think your life is super full, and you think of all the things in your life that can't change, you take care of your children, put a rock in that jar. You have school, you put a rock in that jar. You have work, you have all these things that are non-negotiables in your life, and your jar is full of all these rocks. But the cool thing about being able to be a coach and creating this business is that this business kind of grows into your life. So if you think about that jar full of rocks, you think it's full, but if you pour some sand into it, and if you think about health coaching as the sand, there's plenty of little spots you can put this in. And I literally started this business waking up 30 minutes earlier in the morning and making phone calls on my lunch hour and calling clients on my way home from work. So as I found out, the sand does fit in very nicely into that jar. And then it really just has liberated me so that I've actually been able to take a couple of those rocks out of my jar and create much more freedom for my family, and I can parent full time. And again, I touched on a little bit about how it's sort of an apprentice style program, but you really do begin earning pretty much right away. As soon as you have your first client, you are, your coach is teaching you and walking beside you, and you're being literally paid to coach your clients. So all I can say is that, you know, for someone who came to this with what I call very few skill sets other than really having great relational skills, this program has worked really great because they've grown me into, you know, and helped me identify the places that I needed to improve upon, and really given me the tools to do so. So I can't say enough about it.
Great. Thanks so much, Jennifer. And it's just such a pleasure to hear people like you that just talk about how you were able to launch this mission or this business, if you will, in a model where your life was busy and you were able to learn as you earned, and you were able to help people while you were actually being trained how to do it. And so, you know, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, a lot of people think that's not possible. That sounds too good to be true. But the reality of it is true. And oftentimes what we believe is a lie because we don't know what we don't know. And so many nurses and other health professionals are coming out of the traditional health field, and they're seeing how this health coaching program can work. And they're saying, how could this be? How could it be this simple? I went to school for years. Like, I spent a lot of money in school loans, and what you guys are doing here is amazing. And how can I be a part of it? And so, you know, in terms of our income model, it is really about a business opportunity. There are no income guarantees and there are no income ceilings. So what you choose to do with this health coach opportunity is completely up to you. There is no monthly purchase requirements. There's no sales quotas or pressure or hype. It's simply become a health coach, pay a $199 fee, and you can start helping people with the help of your mentor coach and your support team. And they will show you and guide you through the online coach training program. You can choose to become a certified coach through the Villanova University College of Nursing. And then you can begin to help people at any point in time that you decide to do it. Nobody's going to push you. The path has been laid before you, and what you choose to do in terms of the pace you want to work on is completely up to you. This is our official income disclosure statement as of today. And what this basically says is that if you don't help very many people to get healthy, you don't get paid very much money, but you can learn about health and you can help people, even if it's just a few friends or family members or coworkers. And sometimes that's enough for people to want to become a coach. But we're in the mission of getting America healthy. And so we reward those people that help more people to get healthy. And so you can see that there are people that are earning a very healthy income and they're doing extremely well. And you can talk to the person that invited you to this video and you can get more information. You can get the income disclosure statement and understand how health coaching and Optavia coaching can work for you. And if you decide that you don't want to become a coach, but you want to be a part of the mission, and maybe you want to be a health champion and you want to get healthier and help other people to get healthier with the help of a health coach, partner up with the person that invited you to this meeting and just join our community, because we want to help everybody to get healthier, regardless of what it is that they are wanting to do in terms of a business or an opportunity. So reach back to the person that invited you and make sure that you ask about some of the things that are happening right now that you can be a part of. So on behalf of Jennifer and Todd and Donnie, thanks so much for joining us. And if you know a person that might be interested in learning more about health coaching, or a nurse that might be looking for outside the box nursing opportunities, please share this video with them and let them know who referred you to it. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, Please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.